How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I wanted to talk about how you should keep learning about your own habits and about how your own habits and behaviours and your rituals are affecting you throughout your life. I just took another trip back to Ireland there recently, just a really quick one. My son, my granddaughter was getting christened, so we went over for the christening. Had a really nice time, but it sort of highlighted a few different things about my own habits. And I've known this for a long time, but you know, it's the more you do something, the more you learn about it. And I realised that when I do go back to Ireland, or when I do certain things like going on holidays and taking a break and taking a holiday, that kind of thing, you know, that I tend to slip back into some of my old habits that I don't really serve me anymore. For instance, I try to live on a plant-based whole foods diet most of the time. And whenever I go back to Ireland, it's just that, you know, things start clicking into place. Luckily, you know, I don't have that urge to drink alcohol anymore. You know, I didn't have it the first time really. It was a weird sort of a situation being in, you know, being back in the old place, and but second time back, sort of used to that, and yeah, there was nothing there for me at all. But going into eating out over in Ireland is I slip back into old routines. Instead of having a plan, instead of sort of thinking about, well, you know, when I'm in this situation, I'm going to do this. When I'm in that situation, I'm going to do that. How am I going to get up in the morning and go out for my walks? How am I going to get my fruit and vegetables into me? You know, how am I going to eat? How am I going to eat when I go out? You know, I didn't really plan any of it. It's sort of like letting things pan out as they pan out, you know. And you know, I think with things like that, with your health, with your exercise levels, with your nutrition, you should try and stick to the same sorts of regimes. And the reason why I'm saying this is because there's always a consequence to you sort of slipping back into old routines, right? Like I say, you know, I tend to the last, you know, couple of times that I've gone there, when I go away on holidays, I tend to slip into the junk food thing where I go out and I eat a lot of crap. I don't get much exercise. I don't drink much water. And I tend to drink fizzy drinks and have the odd alcohol-free beer. And the problem with it is that I don't get into that peak self that I'm in my normal day-to-day life. And when I go over to Ireland, or when my son comes over here, my granddaughter hasn't been over here yet, but when they come over here, when I'm relaxing and I'm enjoying myself, I want to be in that peak physical state, because you know, when you're out enjoying yourself, when you're going on holidays, you know, when you're taking a break off work, when you're relaxing, you know, these are the times when they're special times, you know. I've said this before, when I drank, these times used to just disappear because I wouldn't remember them. I get, you know, use it as an excuse to start drinking early, and I'd basically drink my way through holidays. You know, I wouldn't be drinking all the time. We'd go out walking and doing different things like that, but it was always the intention of going back in the evening and sitting in the bar, or getting a few cans and sitting on the beach and drinking a few cans, or drinking a bottle of wine down the beach and that kind of thing, you know. And you know, a lot of those times, those special occasions, just disappeared into the mist of my own memories. You know, I just don't remember any of those times, and the only times I remember them are because of the photographs that other people have taken. But I'm saying that, you know, when I'm with my family, when I'm with my son, and when I'm with my granddaughter, I want to be feeling on top form, right? I want to feel really alive, and I want to experience every moment that I can. You know, it's you know, I see them maybe 2, 3, 4 times a year, hopefully more times next year. But you know, this is all I'm seeing them now, you know, and I want to feel this, and I can't feel this if I'm feeding my mind with crap, if I'm feeding my body with junk food, if I'm not getting out and exercising and stuff. So that's what I'm saying, is slipping back into old routines. The consequences are that I don't feel my best. I feel rough, you know. I'm not getting to bed until, normally I go to bed at 8:30 at night, and I'm up in the morning at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I love that. That's my routine. When I go over to Ireland or when I go away on holidays, I tend to go to bed late, midnight Irish time, so it's 1 o'clock in the morning here, and I still wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'm feeling knackered all day long. Then I'm feeding myself with junk food. I'm not getting out and walking. We did a couple of walks, but they were like 2 kilometers. I'm used to going out and doing 8.5 kilometers every single morning, and then a couple of times a week coming up here into the mountains and doing 15, 16 kilometers, and that's my winding down, that's where I recharge myself, is coming out here. We're brainwashed into believing that to relax, you've got to let your hair down, and letting your hair down means drinking and eating crap food and doing the things that you wouldn't normally do. But why are we doing that? Who said that was a good thing to do, because all you're getting really with all these things is you're getting an instant gratification buzz, right? So when the food is going into your mouth, you feel the instant gratification of the taste, right? As soon as it disappears, it's gone. That instant gratification is gone. Alcohol is the same thing, you get an instant gratification buzz with the first drink or the first 2 drinks, where you feel that it's doing you some good, or you feel that little buzz, but then as the night gradually wears on, that instant gratification disappears, and then you're left with the consequences, So when you live that life of instant gratification, you've always got something, it's like using a credit card. You've not only got to pay the money back, you've got to pay interest on that money later on down the road. So all I'm saying is that everything that you do in your life, everything that you put into your body, everything that you do in terms of exercise, everything you do in terms of trying to feed your mind, has knock-on effects. Either way, right? If you feed your mind negatively, if you eat negative food, if you don't exercise, so if you spend your time in negative ways, sitting on the couch and doing nothing, or whatever it is, it has knock-on effects. And it's the same thing with the positive things that you do. So I really have to really get myself into a position where I'm planning for things, like I do it every day. I plan my working day. As soon as when I'm out walking in the morning, I spend at least 15 minutes, 20 minutes just thinking about what I'm going to do for the day, right? Planning it out, and when I get home, I know what I'm going to do, and I get through things A, B, C, D, and that's how I get things done. Otherwise, I wouldn't get nearly as much done, I'd spend my time just drifting through and doing one thing and then being dragged to something else, whereas when I do it this way, I'm one thing after another. And it's the same thing with holidays. I have to sort of say, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get into bed by 10 o'clock every night at the latest. I'm going to eat at least 3 or 4 smoothies. My son hasn't got a blender, so the next time I go over there, it's one of the first things I'm going to go out and buy, or even better, do a bit of shopping on Amazon before I leave and get one sent over to his house, so that I've got a blender there. I can blend all my vegetables in the morning and my fruits, and just have a couple of smoothies in the morning, so I know I'm getting that at least. Then if I have, I'm not saying I can't have a junk food meal, right, when I'm over there, right? Go back to having, 1 or 2, but it's like, if you don't have a plan, that's what I'm going to do all the time, and we end up doing that is like we go over and say, oh, what we're going to eat? Actually, we might as well just go down and get a takeaway, or we might as well go down to this place down here. Whereas if I'm thinking about it, I can say, well, this is where I'm going to eat out. Indian food is one of the healthiest foods that I know of. It's one of the foods that I can eat. There's a variety of different things that I can eat in an Indian restaurant for vegans. So it's a great option for me, and everyone over there likes Indian food. So that's an idea for going out, and if we want to have a meal out, getting the smoothies done, getting to bed early, and making sure to get out in the morning for at least 6, 7, 8 kilometers every single morning when I'm out there, because it sets me up for the day. It sets me up to do things, sets me up for everything else, and plus it's just a good thing for me to be. I want to be a good role model for my son, right? I want to be a good role model for my granddaughter, and I can't do that if every time they see me I'm eating junk food and I'm just doing the things that I'm doing. So anyway, I'm going to end it here. like I say, it doesn't take long to sort of plan out things and to say, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do the other when I get over there. Like I say, it takes me 5, 10, 15 minutes every morning to figure out what I'm going to do for the day. So, what's it going to take me half an hour to figure out how I'm going to do things when I get over to Ireland, and plan some if-then strategies. And, if this happens, then I'm going to do that. Plan some alternatives and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's going to make me feel a lot better. It's going to put me into a lot better of a humour, when I'm over there. So I'll leave it there. If you have any questions at all, leave them down in the comments below. If you want to send me an email, you can do at kevin@alcoholmastery.com. We've got an Alcohol Mastery starter pack, which includes 3 different courses. One is on how to get away from the propaganda and the lies about alcohol and the alcohol life, and sort of set you straight on a few different things, and alternative views on how you should look at alcohol and how you should look at your life post-alcohol. Another course is just on, it's like a starter pack in its own, just talking about little things like mistakes that you can make when you quit drinking, some of the misconceptions about alcohol and quitting drinking alcohol, and so on and so forth. And then there's the course on relaxing and de-stressing once you have quit alcohol. So you can get that by going over to the website, alcoholmastery.com, and it's there on the front page. Just leave your name and email address and I'll get it out to you straight away, right? You'll get it instantly. So until next time, stay safe, keep the alcohol out of your mouth. If you're going to do stuff in your life, try to put some forward thinking in it, and always be trying to, upgrade your habits, right? Think about where you can make the changes in your life, where you can make the changes to your rituals, to your behaviors, and to your habits. All starts up here in your mind. So, spend some time practicing. It takes a bit of time to get used to doing this, to thinking about your future and planning your future, but do it a few times and it'll become second nature to you. So take care of yourself, onwards and upwards. Good luck.